Hello, it's Summer Montabone here with Melissa Reilly, and we wanted to take some time to share with you why we put together this Mother's Day promotion to help other moms. So I'm going to let Melissa go ahead and introduce herself first, because you're probably like, well, why should I even listen to Melissa, right? How is she an expert on motherhood and personal growth?
Thanks, Summer. As you mentioned, my name's Melissa Reilly. I am a clinical psychologist and have been for over 24 years now. And over the last several years, my focus has primarily been on assisting moms who don't have their own loving, supportive mother by their side. And so that includes women like us whose mothers have passed away, but also the millions of mothers out there whose own mother is unhealthy for them. Either they're estranged, or there was an abusive relationship, or they just can't count on them. So for me, I find that when I became a mother 13 years ago, I was unprepared for the impact that not having my own mother would have on me. So despite all my education, training, and the fact that I had counseled hundreds of new moms on their new mom anxiety, I felt so insecure, incompetent, and alone. And honestly, I really just thought it was because there was something wrong with me. Like I just wasn't built for this. And so over the next several years, as I continued to see clients and talk with more moms, I started noticing these connections that those of us that didn't have a mom had. And I realized that we felt different because we are different. And let's face it, we all know being a mom's hard. But what I didn't realize was that being a mom without a supportive community is even harder. And so that's what I put a lot of my time and effort into in creating.
And that's why I'm so thankful that I connected with you, Melissa. So just to give a little bit of insight there. So, I've been a pro athlete, right? I've been a successful business owner. I've accomplished all these great things, but I also, like Melissa, became a mom without a mom. And man, my life was turned upside down to the point where I had such severe postpartum depression, anxiety, and the multitude of things that I actually ended up in the psychiatric unit. And so I'm very upfront about that, because can you ever be successful after hitting rock bottom? Well, yeah, you can, because I went on to grow more businesses, help lots of other women, right? And it's
Mhm.
through my journey of personal growth that I came in contact with Melissa. And so I was really honored to be interviewed for her book, Thriving as a Mom Without a Mom. And it was very validating for me, right? Because so many people are like, think it's no big deal. And it's like, I went through this postpartum, all these things that happened without a mom to lean on, and without an outside support system that I really needed. And so I was so glad to connect with Melissa, because as many of us out there, right, we've faced adversity as moms,
Right.
or sometimes we've even like relinquished our whole identity to mom. And you can be a strong, independent woman. You can thrive in your career. You can thrive as a mom, right? And we need that support system. So I'm so thankful to connect with Melissa. And that's why together we wanted to put all these resources together too, because as moms, it's hard for us sometimes to ask for help or accept help, or society has conditioned us that, oh, well, you're a mom, you're just supposed to take care of it and do everything.
Right.
And that's kind of some of the language that was shared with me when I hit that rock bottom. Like, oh, you're just supposed to be sleep deprived. You're just, and it's like, no, we can't always function like that. So I'm so glad that we're working together on this to support more moms. And we want to invite you into our community too. So Melissa, tell us a little bit more about what you've learned, and maybe a limiting factor, and how other moms can either be more accepting to help or asking for help.
Well, as you said, community is so important. Now, we typically in family units have built-in community. You know, the old phrase, it takes a village. Well, that's real. For most of human history, children were raised in groups. However, in the last 100 years or so, that's changed into more of a nuclear family dynamic, but the intergenerational support continues to be there. Now, for those of us that don't have that, we need to be more intentional in building community. And again, we are built to have support and to be part of a network. However, we're not taught how to do that if it doesn't come natural or you don't have your natural built-in system. And so one of the things that Summer and I find extremely important and why we've connected is because having people to lean on for either emotional support, physical assistance, like getting help, having someone to ask questions to, and then somebody you can call or connect with at any time becomes super important. Now, many of us struggle with doing that, but what becomes real important is to remember that, have you ever in your life felt burdened by a friend who asked you to do something for them? The likelihood is no. And I know there may be some of you who are thinking, oh yeah, so-and-so is always asking. I'm not talking about abusive or unequal relationships, right? So there may be some imbalance in some of your relationships. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your friendships or people you know professionally. We love to say yes, right? We love to help. And it's part of what we're also trying to teach our children, right? Is to help others. And so reaching out and asking for help when you need it is really, really important. And most of us don't do that. And most of us don't make a big deal about saying what we want and need. For example, as Mother's Day is approaching, right? There are many of us that don't think about, boy, something would be nice for me. And that's one of the reasons that we've put this together, is because you don't have to ask. We're giving it to you. You just have to identify yourself.
That's right. Oh my gosh, such good points there. I love you talked about the saying, it takes a village, right? And I remember going, well, where's my village, right? So if it takes a village, where's my village stepping up? And so, like in my case, I feel like some people saw me as this strong business owner, pro athlete, accomplished, and nobody stepped up to help, quite honestly. And that became a lot, to where that when I went to the hospital and even working on my own personal growth, that they talked about, for one, that the structure, just as my personality, that like I needed the structure. And ladies, that's okay too. I want to say, like, if you're a mom that you're like, wow, this is actually hard, your identity did change overnight, and that's okay. Okay. That does not mean that you're selfish and you don't love your children at all. Sometimes we need that structure. We need the things that light us up as well too. So that's still important in being a mom and being there for your kids. And now you went on and said, like, how do we create that village? Well, luckily I live in a great neighborhood that, like, my neighbors, we help each other out with our kids. And we love to do it. Just like Melissa said, like, I love helping other people when I can. And would we ever say no to a friend? That's what I ask a lot of my clients too. Are you talking to yourself the same way as you would talk to a friend? And so, yeah, Melissa identified the person that maybe takes advantage of asking for things all the time. But most of the time, if we can help, we want to help. And if we can't, that's something that I know I teach a lot of my clients, how to create boundaries, right? How to say, I'd love to help. I can help on this day, right? In the future. And so we, being able to do on our terms. But man, we need to ask for help, and we need to accept help, because society, I truly believe society, like women, especially moms, that we have been conditioned to be sick, stuck, and hurt. Okay. Like that's what has been ingrained in us. And yes, things have changed over the years. We've evolved. And so through these resources that Melissa and I are giving to you, we've pretty much hit every area of mind, body, and spirit. And so we want you to take advantage of them. We want you to dive in, take a look, find something, find one thing to do to help yourself. Because when you fill yourself up and you become more confident in yourself, and as a woman, you're going to be more confident as a mom. And I've always said too, healthier moms create healthier families. And so it does start with us. So that's why we wanted to do this. We want to educate you. We want to empower you. And then, of course, someone's going to win a fabulous coach wristlet, because I'm like, I've never as a mom, I've never been able to give my mom a gift like Melissa. We have about the same time frame. We became moms without a mom. We've never been able to share that. And so we'd love to give a gift to our mom. We'd love to help her. And so we want to help you. So we're excited. We're excited to do that. So Melissa, anything else you want to share here? And then we'll let our listeners go here so they can dive into those resources.
And if you're struggling with how to find connections, please reach out to either Summer or myself, because that's what we do. We help moms find their path and feel supported. So you are not alone. We are here for you in any way that we can be.
Absolutely. Thank you. Like I said, it's, the internet, right? Social media, some people have negative things. Well, I'm blessed because I got to meet Melissa, right?
Yes.
And I was honored to be interviewed in her book, which I definitely would recommend. That again, if you've either lost your mom or you have a mom isn't in the picture, grab her book. I'm under the alias Haley, but I'm an open book. I truly believe that my pain is my platform and it's my purpose. So I'm an open book to help other women. I truly feel that I was put on this earth to be a voice for women suffering in silence so that you don't have to do it alone. And so we've got lots of other resources. I was part of a book as well too, Start Up, Start Over, Just Start, for women that maybe are like, and moms that are like, I'm ready for my second act and I don't know what that is, because maybe, you want to get into your career. I work with a lot of moms that as their kids get older, they're ready to do something purposeful, right? In the workforce. So that would be a great book for you too. So I'm so thankful to have you listening with us today, working here with Melissa. So make sure you grab all those freebies if you haven't already. And if you have, please take a look at them. Please join our private groups and we look forward to connecting with you further. So happy Mother's Day to everyone from Melissa and I.
Happy Mother's Day.